clarified that in terms of situations,
Yeah,
the dominant aspect of the brain can take over.
correct.
My question to you is, how much of that is a trained outcome and how much it is hardwired because of the genetics?
We'll come to that.
Get my
Your
question?
slide answers this question. The next slide answers your question. Just like we saw the brain being divided into left brain and right brain, we have the mind, which is divided into the conscious mind, subconscious mind, unconscious mind. The conscious mind is your left brain, where it functions from the left brain. All your learning is here, and this controls the words, what you talk. Subconscious controls your tonality. The unconscious mind controls your body language. So, if you look at this triangle is called the Al-Mehrabian triangle, which was developed by Dr. Albert Mehrabian, who was the head of the UCLA Department of Psychology. And he said, by doing a research on 55,000 people, he came to this understanding that people communicate 7% by conscious, subconscious 38%, and unconscious mind 58, 55%. So, as I talk to you friends, you are not catching my words, actually you are catching my body language, and I want to prove it that. Would you like to do one small exercise? Okay, all of you should be like a child. Do whatever I do. Do exactly whatever I do. Okay, so please touch your forehead, touch your ear, touch your nose, touch your lips, touch your chin. Now some of them they are doing that. Very clever. How many of you got it right? That means your hearing sense is very good. Auditory hearing sense is very high. But most of you toing, toing. Where is your chin now? Why? Again, see, look at this triangle, because you don't follow my words, you are following the body language. That's why body language is, again, NLP has expanded on the body language. Body language, a lot of books have been written and other things like that. So whenever you sit like this, it means something to me. You sit like this, it means something to me. You sit like this, something to me. Everything makes a difference. Now, ma'am, you are an image consultant. In image consultant, I am sure you will agree with me that body language is a very, very important thing. If I come and talk to you, okay friends, I am going to talk about NLP today, how will you feel? Hey, yaar, kaun aa gaya yaar? Paisa bhi deke, kaam ho raha hai. That kind of a thing. So, look at the divisions of mind. Now, this answers your question. NLP gave a solution to a wrong belief scientists have had after discovery of DNA by Watson and Crick, that they are victims to our genes and helpless. People used to say, if your father is diabetic, you have to be diabetic. Your father got a heart attack, so you are going to also get a heart attack. Okay? But to that we are masters of our own fates, able to create life overflowing with peace, love and happiness. The new science of epigenetics was discovered in 2005, which has reconfirmed that mind has a profound effect on us and environment around us. That means, if you program your mind, you can program at the genetic level, because the unconscious mind sits here. The unconscious mind sits in our genes, in the double helix. It sits, the programming can take place there. So, when you change your blueprint at blueprint level itself, things can be programmed. I don't know how many of you have read some of the books which are nowadays coming, that people have cured cancer purely by the power of mind. And I happened to go to one institute in Boston Cancer Institute, where this gentleman is treating cancer for last 30 years, friends, only by the power of mind. Initially they just give some drugs and other thing, chemotherapy and other thing, but later on they only teach them how to do certain visualization, how to do these things, and they come out. In fact, one of the breakthrough cases we got in our clinic itself, one lady was having a tumor in her brain. Every day we made her just visualize that it's like a, those of you have seen the Alka-Seltzer tablet, if you put it in the glass, it will come like an effervescent, it becomes small. So we told her to just visualize that your tumor is becoming smaller. Friends, within 3 months, lo and behold, it was 1 inch in diameter. It came down to just 1 centimeter. No drugs, no medicine, no nothing. So friends, don't underestimate your mind. Although we are talking about, what is that, 7%, 38%, 55%, but we hardly use, friends, 2% of our mind capacity throughout our life, even if we are 80 years old. How the subconscious gets programmed negatively? Our subconscious gets programmed by 3 E's: environment, education, experience or exposure. If you are in a Good environment, you will be programmed in a good way. You're staying in a good locality, you'll catch up good vocabulary, you'll catch up good people, right? Environment, education, you're in a good school, you'll carry those values lifelong. Experience exposure, your experience is bad. I go to Chennai and my purse gets stolen, and then I say all Chennaites are chores. Is it true? Just because of one experience of yours, you are generalizing and you are coming to a conclusion. And that's what happens with us. We brand people that Marwadis are kanjoos, Sindhis are like that only, Tamilians are like that only. According to whom? According to you only. You form opinions of people, and in your opinion you reject people. So whom are you rejecting? Whom are you rejecting? Yourself. So please understand that. It can be reprogrammed by 3 R's: reframe, rename, retrain. Reframe your statement, reframe the things in the mind, rename just like we rename a file in a computer, and retrain. Sometimes the brain is like a, like mind is like a horse, wild horse. It has to be trained. How the information flows to the subconscious or to the right brain? It will flow only under these conditions. You give affirmation. These affirmations can be given externally, or you can give it to yourself. Now, one of the very powerful affirmations, any one of you guys want to note it down, you can note it down. Day by day, in every way, I am becoming healthier, wealthier, wiser, loving, humble, patient, and enlightened. I will repeat it. Day by day, in every way, I am becoming healthier, wealthier, wiser, loving, humble, patient, and enlightened. Everything आ जाता ना इसमें. Humble, very important. Why? If you are not humble, then you will tumble and then you will grumble. So it's very important that as you grow in life, you must become more and more humble, patient, and enlightened. Alpha state of mind. Just before, after lunch, before going to sleep, we are in alpha state of mind. That time, if you give affirmations, it is more powerful. Shouting. Those of you, in the army how they train the people. They train only by shouting. Saavdhan! Vishram. Saavdhan. Why? They only shout because they know the secret. The more you shout, it will go to his right brain. See, even people who are from defense forces, after they leave their job, after retired, but their discipline never goes. They will come to the lunch table, dinner table, suited, booted, ऐसे बैठेंगे. Have you seen any army person sitting like this? Never. It's just gone into the subconscious, into the blood, they say. It's all because of this. Depressed state of mind. People are depressed, it's very easy to influence them. When in love, now you know what happens. अभी क्या होता है, in love, all logic is cut off. Boy goes with a photograph of one girl to his mummy, mummy, I want to get married to this woman. Mummy says, stupid, this fellow she looks worse than our maid servant also. No, she is Priyanka Chopra for me. Why? No logic works. The right brain takes over. These kind of conditions, the information, loud and alpha music, that's why people go into a frenzy when they go to a discotheque. What is the strategy there? They play loud music, so automatically you feel like dancing. In our workshops, we make people dance. At the end of the workshops, all workshops end with a dance. Why? For 2 reasons. One is to make them realize, bring the child within them, and remove the inhibitions within them. The danger is from inhibition it becomes exhibition. That's the only problem. While praying, while meditation, heightened emotions under hypnosis. How many of you have gone through a professional course of hypnosis? How many of you teach hypnosis?
Alpha state of mind is drowsy state of mind?
Yes, drowsy state of mind. Now this is your external world, what we just now talked about, the 5 senses, and what those 5 senses, how it will make a difference in the internal representation and your physiology is all here. So what you see outside and what representation it makes inside are 2 different things. what NLP talks in a technical way, this talks it as your map of reality. It says map is not a territory. So if I ask you one question, friends, what is this? What else it can mean? Huh? Congress. I know election is coming. Blessing. Assurance. Stop. Huh? Voluntary. Yes. Present sir, present teacher. What else it can mean? 5. Huh? Stop. Astrology. So all of you are saying so many things. No, I am not saying anything. I am just asking what is this? All of you? Ring. All of you have missed the gap between the fingers. So this is what we call as individual perception. We read in our childhood in Panchtantra, 5 blind men and the elephant. Each one came out with a different perception. So what happens in our external world, external world and internal world are two different things. So do we actually see things or do we perceive things, friends? We actually don't see things, we perceive things. That's what somebody very wisely said. The perceiver pollutes the perception of what is being perceived. जो आप देख रहे हो नहीं देख रहे हो, जो नहीं देख रहे हो वो बिल्कुल नहीं देख रहे हो, जो बिल्कुल नहीं देख रहे हो वो देख रहे हो. That's very important. Now if you look at the people who have contributed to the NLP science, it started way back, as you see, in 1933 by semantics. Karboxy, she was a linguist from Russia. So she wrote a lot of things on semantics. So it's as old as 1933. Going down to, Bandler, Richard Bandler was the founder of this science along with John Grinder way back in 70s. Richard Bandler was a computer scientist, not was, he still is. John Grinder was the linguistic department head for UCLA, and both of them joined hands and they formed a partnership and they crystallized the theory of NLP way back in 70s, early 70s, friends. And one of the beautiful things which happened, and in fact Dr. Bandler has taken trouble of going all over the world and seizing every science, every concept on the mind and putting it as a logical theory. Remember, friends, NLP has nothing to do with any religion or faith or dogma or anything. It is a pure science. Initially when it was released around 80s, people accused NLP that it is a manipulative science. It is a science which can be manipulated. Dr. Bandler said in one of the press conferences, science is never manipulative, people are manipulative. If I give an atom bomb to a good guy, what will he do? He will use it only for good purposes, isn't it? If you give it to an evil person or evil country, they will only do wrong things with that. So science is never evil, friends. People misuse the science. And today, friends, it is still an open-ended science. It is not come. See, now look at this one, the timeline. I did my first course under Dr. Bandler way back in 1996. And my recent master has been Dr. Horton. He is also from the US. And he has further improved upon the NLP. One of the beautiful things about NLP I liked, it's an open-ended science. When you say open-ended science, it does not say this is the only way. It says this can be one of the ways and you can improve upon it. Tomorrow if Bala sir comes out with one technique, you can brand it. We talked about trademarks, no? Bala NLP technique. Like I myself, in fact, I have one of my students here, Lakshmi, can you get up for a minute? Lakshmi is doing her masters from me, and one of the exam questions in masters is that invent your own technique. Invent your own technique. So then you can brand it Lakshmi technique. Okay, good. Thank you very much. Timeline therapy is a therapy contributed by Ted Turner, and now Dr. Bandler broke up with Grinder almost 5 years back, and now they are together. And they have come out with a new program which is much more advanced than NLP called A&D, and Advanced Neurodynamics. In fact, I am trying to get some trainers in India to teach AND so that people can get even much more benefit. I believe that's one of the most powerful models of NLP. Dr. Bandley is a very secretive person. He doesn't share things so easily, and that's the thing. So let's look at how does NLP help in our daily life. NLP is a technique-oriented science with very sound theoretical background and over 5 decades of proven result. It helps in strengthening relation, building career, self-development, healing others and self, improving sales, teaching and training, spiritual growth. We look into each slide. Relation building, a specific techniques for rapport. Do you agree, friends? Rapport is very much required in our life. Yes or no? Yes. I can't hear you. Yes. I still can't hear you. Yes. Good. That's better. Rapport development, developing understanding. See, that's what it is. Understanding. The word understanding itself is a beautiful word. Learn to stand under is understanding. Problem happens in relationships when people don't have understanding. Secrets of relationship is communication and communion. What is communion? Understanding. Understand the other person. No, what he's trying to say. Because they come from different background. Everybody comes from different background. My perception and your perception will never meet. But then if you understand the other person's point of view, you will build only bridges and not walls between people. Viewing things from others' point of view, removing unwanted emotions, removing negative fielding, building network. So here I am reminded of a small joke, and this joke is about Japanese Prime Minister visiting Bihar. And that time, fortunately or unfortunately, Lalu Prasad Yadav was the Chief Minister of Bihar. And the Japanese Prime Minister was very much impressed with the, Bihar is very rich state for gold, diamonds, बहुत सी चीजें होती हैं. So he just jokingly told the CM, he says, sir, your state is very rich in diamonds, gold, silver and I don't know what. So sir, if you make me Chief Minister of Bihar, I will convert it into Japan in 1 year's time. Then Lalu said, oh, क्या बात बोलत रही? अरे भैया, you make me Prime Minister of Japan, I will convert it into Bihar in 1 month's time. So after every joke I want to clap, otherwise no more joke. So we also need motivation. No? What is motivation? Motive for action is motivation. Human beings will never do anything unless until they have a motive. They will never do. Career, to help you choose your career as per your acumen and strength. I think a lot of films nowadays have been made on this. 3 Idiots is the greatest example. There is another small movie of Remo came Faltu. आपको याद है? In that he talks about how people, if they do things with what they like and what they are passionate about, they will be more successful in life. That's why leave your children to do whatever they want. Don't force them. देखो doctor बनना ही है, JN college में ही जाना है. If you be after their blood, then something else happens. How to learn quickly, how to develop dynamic memory, how to come out of past failures, removing exam fears. This is one of the most important things for kids. And making them emotionally strong. I don't know, friends, how many of you agree with me? After every SSLC and higher secondary results which are declared, have you seen next day's paper how many suicides are there? I have counted it, minimum 30-40 suicides. Because they are so scared to face their parents, कि मैं क्या बोलूँगा घर जाके and other things, so they end their life. You know why? Because parents have not worked on them to make them emotionally strong. Even if he fails, you must motivate that fellow. No problem at all. We are with you.
Motivating a child or creating an interest in study.
Nobody. You can do that. See, it all depends on. You have to study the child very carefully.
Everybody wants to play with, gadgets and sit in front of TV and do whatever they want. They don't want to do something.
No, that is where it has to be creativity, and in fact we run one course for parents itself. Yeah. We run a course for parents. How to parent your child properly. That's why the word parent is a beautiful word. Pay rent is parent. Pay rent. You have to pay rent to keep your child well. To develop meta skills. You have to study the child. What is his liking and what is his not liking. For which we guide you. We guide you with our NLP knowledge of so many years. I just don't talk theoretically, friends. There's almost 15 years of work behind me where I have worked with people and helped them come out minor issues and major issues, both way. Let us say somebody has a trauma, you have seen an accident or somebody, something very bad has happened in your family with this thing. Can you imagine that will remain for rest of your life, isn't it? And that is where we do those reprogramming of the mind we have done, and we do it very scientific way, we do it, you know. So that is why all the subjects you must have heard here and there, you know, hypnosis, past life regression and all those things, everything comes in NLP. NLP encompasses every knowledge on this earth connected to mind. So everything is done very scientifically in a very proper way. Of course, it has to be done by a trained therapist. It can't be you just attend a 2 days NLP course and you try doing regression on somebody. That fellow will remain in past life only, he won't come back. Bole main kaha hu, kidhar hu, you know, then you add it. Then I won't come to your rescue. NLP for self development, very important. Holistic development, developing high self esteem, very important. Yeah.
I have a question. Basically, many people who are lacking on multiple things, psychological way, they go for something called counseling. So is it also coming under the same thing?
Well, you see, it's like this, the cognitive or the conventional counseling is different from NLP counseling. The conventional counselors hate us. You know why they hate us? Because we bring transformation in people within 3 sittings. The maximum number of sittings I have ever done in my life is maximum 5. Because whatever is the root cause, I think all of you would have heard of root cause analysis. When you do the root cause, we go to the root and say, what is your problem, and we remove the problems at the root level. When we clear the root level. So conventional counseling is what she or he just listens to what he is saying. Listen, and they don't pass any judgment, you know. The conventional psychology says, let people talk, and actually they will only come out with the solution. You should not tell them. Whereas what we do in NLP, we do a technique on them. And remove them out of the whole thing. You know. Okay. So developing high self-esteem, like one lady, a mother was waking up her child. He said, Sunny boy, get up, it's time to go to the college. He said, no, I don't want to go to the college. Well, why you don't want to go to the college? He said, nobody likes me there. No, but you have to go to the school. No, none of the teachers like me. No, but you have to go to the school. Well, no, none of my colleagues like me. I don't want to go to the school. Then he questioned his mother and said, Mama, tell me one good reason I should go to the college. She said, you have to go to the college because you are 50 years old and you are the principal of the college. No claps. Confidence, getting rid of bad habits, positive attitude, how to remove inhibitions, role modeling someone you admire, removing gullibility, very important. What Srinivas mentioned, you know, just 1 hour back. Most people fall into traps of the business because of gullibility problem. They believe people very quickly. There is a specific technique for that also. Overcoming procrastination. How many of you have this problem? Aaj nahi, kal karenge, aaj dekhenge. NLP for healing, specific technique, balancing your 2 sides of the brain, managing stress, relaxing often, coming out of depression and trauma, removal of guilt, accelerated healing and recovery. It has worked fantastically with places where postnatal, after the operations and other things, that people are able to heal themselves very quickly. Very quickly they are able to, just by reframing the concept in the mind. Pain control, healing and allergy, very much required in Bangalore, I think, you know. All psychosomatic disorders. How many of you have read the book Heal Your Life or Heal Your Body by Louise Hay? If you have read that book carefully, she authoritatively says all the issues in our life, disease or jo bhi hai, is only because of the mind. Psycho means mind, soma means body, and of course the negative emotions. And she gives an antidote also. She has given an affirmation to overcome that. If you have not bought this book, friends, please buy it and read it. It's a book which will be an asset to you, because she says that if you can understand how the disease starts, disease just doesn't come just like that. It comes with a purpose. It first comes to teach you something. You know, heal your life or heal your body. You can heal your body. That is by Louise Hay. Training and teaching. How many of you are into training profession? Those of you are trainers, once you learn NLP, your training will be more effective. Why? Because you can remove stage fears for yourself, powerful presentation skills, very important. Powerful communication techniques, having rapport with the audience, managing stress, stage anchoring, using powerful embedded commands. So let's say you are trying to sell a product to somebody and you say, By now I think you would have understood what I am trying to offer. By now you would have understood my product. So what am I saying? What is the spelling of by now? What am I saying? Buy now, B-Y-N-O-W, or am I saying buy now, B-U-Y-N? What I am telling with intention is B-U-Y, buy now. You understand? These are embedded commands, and these are the secrets of the secret. Brahma Rahasya is what is getting released to you, friends. If you know this Brahma Rahasya, you know you can create. That's why the psychologist said that it is a manipulative science. See, you are only trying to sell your product. You don't mean evil to that. There is nothing wrong in that. You are selling your training. I am selling my NLP. Everybody is selling something or the other. Either we are selling a product or we are selling ideas, isn't it? What is wrong in that? But you need to influence people in the right way without any negative. मतलब आपकी नीयत सही होनी चाहिए. Yeah, intention. नीयत सही है तो कोई problem नहीं. Even God is with you. But नीयत खराब है, then but there is a third antenna within us which comes up, which alerts you कि what is this guy trying to do some sales talks on me? So I have to be little alert. Okay, embedded commands using very and some of the words which bypass the left brain. For sales personnel, very important. Understanding customers is using magical words, understanding buying strategy, calibrating a client, using metaphors, how to handle objections, how to all the ADCA formula and other things you would have learnt in sales is all wiped out when you start learning these techniques. In fact, one of my favorite programs for corporates is selling skills, and they get results instantly. The last workshop I did for Confident Group, one of the builders, their sales shot up by 100% in 2 months' time. His MD called me on the third month and called me. He says, Dr. Sharma, is there any way to slow down the process? We'll have another workshop for slowing down the whole process because they could not manage. Spiritual growth, very important, friend. Although NLP is a science, nothing to do with any religion belief, it gives enough techniques to overcome things which hamper spiritual growth, like controlling anger, negative emotions, forgiving others, very important. Forgive and forget, developing positive thoughts, developing discipline in life, being conscious of your actions. Metaphors from the history. Countless examples are there of people who have used their mind to achieve the impossible and succeeded in spite of problem, not in absence of a problem. Warren McDonald climbed Mount Kilimanjaro in spite of losing both his legs. Roger Bannister broke the 4 minute a mile first record. J.K. Rowling, the first billionaire author, she was ridiculed. Beethoven, Van Gogh, Richard Branson, Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Narayan Murthy, Kiran Shah, A.R. Rahman, Oprah Winfrey. One of the things I want to mention about Oprah Winfrey, sorry, she was molested. She was a victim of incest in her own family, and she became pregnant at the age of 14, and she suffered for self-esteem throughout. And in fact, she took a therapy on NLP, and later on she herself learnt NLP. So I want to just bring to your notice that some of the celebrities who have done the NLP course. Shekhar Suman was one of the first guys. I don't know how many of you remember 10 years back there was a program called Movers and Shakers, and he was very famous on the TV. He used to come and he used to, the kind of a thing, And in fact, he did the course around 97, 98 along with me. Aishwarya Rai is one of the persons who has done NLP. Shah Rukh Khan, बड़े बड़े शहरों में ऐसी छोटी छोटी बातें होती रहती हैं, senorita. Now you know how powerful he is. He can act any kind of a role, whether it is Dilwale Dulhaniya Ban Jayenge. What is the other movie which was there? My Name is Khan. Then recent one, Chennai Express, where he behaves like a clown. His secrets are here, friends. Secrets of Shah Rukh Khan is here. In fact, earlier he used to do a lot. Nowadays he doesn't do that. Oh. You remember he used to do that? Now tell me from where this has come. It has come from the cartoon movies. If you remember that Bugs Bunny, there's one guy, that kya naam hai uska? Elmer Fudd, he chases the rabbit. He says, "Hey, you screw rabbit, I'm going to shoot you now." And then Donald Duck, That's called role modeling. So Shah Rukh Khan was caught after some time. Those who were NLPs caught him and they said, you are role modeling Donald Duck. He said, that's why I am successful. You know. He has got answer for everything on this earth. And he's a very simple person. I have worked with him and he's a very simple person. He can just get along. You won't even know that he's Shah Rukh Khan. You know. He doesn't have any ego and these things. You know. Gul Panag, Shilpa Shetty, Susmita Sen. By the way, these two are my students. Shilpa Shetty and Susmita, they are my students. Rahul Dravid, no claps here. Kya ho raha hai? Oprah Winfrey, I just now said. Brad Pitt. And in recent times, friends, most of the you can say TV artists and stage artists, they are learning NLP. You know, it's making them more effective. So NLP is not a discovery; it's a discovery, not an invention. It is a discovery of effective people as to how they become effective, and program running in their mind. How do they discover that? So, how many of you want to be effective and successful in my life? Please raise your hands. So, what is your first step? Your first step is this. This is my 9th book, friends, which is being released today. Whatever slides we covered, friends, this slide, whatever things we talked about, career, spiritual growth, this book is a book